You're doing a trickery. You're doing a manipulation. How could you, Peter? Murder is one thing, but gaslighting? Ugh. Okay, what if we don't involve Don? What if we... I can't tell you. I'm sorry. It's okay, Daddy. Don't come pick me up. I can't. I'm sorry. I instantly hung up the phone, the frustration getting even worse as I shoved it into my pocket. Dang it! Someone I barely knew is even noticing something's wrong, and I can't do a darn thing about it. I might have to leave, forget everything, and just be some fluffing drifter. Ugh, that's one lifestyle that I'm not keen on thinking about, but at this point, even being roadkill is better than seeing that butthead again. I might as well hit some convenience store and buy whatever I can. Maybe make my way to the next town over and see if Sienna will let me stay for a few days. Who is Sienna? I kept walking for a while, kept going until I was out of the city and approaching the edge of town. Ooh. Here we are. This is a better place than any. TK and I used to stop here and grab a snack if we weren't in the mood for fast food. TK always picked up the more spicy goodies like Tayis and flame ball jawbreakers. I remember them even talking about taking the ghost chili challenge. No, they can't. I tried to hold back the tears as I approached the doors. I need to focus on leaving, not what was taken away from me. Cool. It's quiet in here. Well, I guess it would be, since it's nighttime now. Not many people come here for gas and snacks, maybe smokes, but that's it. I bet it's nice and peaceful for whoever's working tonight. Oh! She got a J.O.B.? Oh! Hi, welcome in... Espoir? Huh? Hello! Oh! She's working! Oh wait, no, we have to tell her that we're skipping town. Lucy, what are you doing here? Well, obviously, I work here. Wait, you have a job? Yep, I just got it today. Not much of a deadbeat now, am I? And don't call me Lucy. Lulu, sorry, when were you gonna tell me that you got a job? I was gonna keep it a surprise until I was done with my shift, but since you're here, surprise! Wow, congrats. Guess you're gonna have to be taking up both sides of the rent. Don't jump too much with excitement. What are you doing here anyways? You look terrible. Did something happen? Actually, today has been the worst day of my life. I'm sorry to put you in danger, Lulu. We seemed far enough away from where that butthole might be dwelling, so I felt that filling her in at least a little bit wouldn't hurt. It's not like she's gonna tell this to her jailbird of a friend. Well, I've had a stalker recently. He's been following me and claiming he's my boyfriend. Yikes. Yeah, and he threatened me to tell no one, not even the police. I had to hang up on our sexy landlord who was going to drive me to his house and hold me in his arms and wait, I'm getting off track. And, someone got killed at my work today. Oh God. Was it that one person? JD? TK. Aw, that's a little Easter egg right there. I've been snooping around the wiki for this game, and JD was actually TK's original name. That's so cute. That's so cute they put that in there. Right. Still, that's awful. Do you think this guy did it? I know he did it. It was hard seeing this change in Lucy's behavior. Her usual carefree brat-like attitude was not even hinted or present when she heard all of this. Honestly, it felt like I was talking to a completely different person. Stepping forward, she took my hand, guiding me towards the counter. Come on, you need to sit and have something to drink. Gotta stay hydrated when you're panicking. How dare you? Jeez. Stalking is not cool. Stalking is actually scary. It is not cash money. Stalking is not Gucci. She guided me to the employee break room. having me sit down as she turned her attention to the water boiler and started it up. I think some tea will do you good. I simply sat there, watching this completely different woman take a break from her work to take care of me. Granted, she would also make me coffee every morning before I went to work, and she always kept the place clean, and did both of our laundry. I had a wife all the time, and I didn't even realize it. I'm sorry that I probably got you killed on your first day of work, Lulu. Yikes. Maybe I've been too hard on her this whole time. Still doesn't excuse her from leaving me with the rent and then fluffing whoever she brought back that night. I'm still bitter about the time I walked in on her naked and snorting angel dust. Oh, angel dust. I didn't know you watched the show Has Been Hotel. I never want to spend the rest of my night in the ER again. She poured me a cup of hot water, dipping a tea bag in it before handing it over to me. Careful, it's hot. Thanks. So, a stalker killed your friend and scared you into not getting help? I have a feeling that this is something that Lulu's had to deal with herself. I could only nod, shifting the hot cup in my hand as I watched the tea bag's contents seep into the water, altering its color from clear to a lovely red. Our landlord even noticed and tried to help, but I just hung up on him. I don't want anyone else getting hurt. I felt Lucy sit herself down next to me, placing her hand gently on my thigh. You can be a pain in the butt sometimes. So can Don and I, but we're here for you. You know that, right? Yeah. Who's Don? Our landlord. How come you know his name and I don't? Well, after you've butt heads with someone for a while, you eventually pick up on things about them. What, like how you called him Daddy that one time? Lulu, we are kindred spirits. You understand. You understand the man that is Don. Don't kink shame me. All right. Thanks, by the way. I just wrap an arm around Lucy's shoulders. Yes, I understand. In one playthrough, he held me tightly in his arms. Hey, we're not friends, though I wish we were. Our lifestyles are just far too different. But I still want to help you kick this guy's butt and toss his broken body behind bars. I'll even ask Vio and Little Spook to make his prison life a living heck. Aw, she's got connections. I mean, I guess we could. But how? I don't even know where this guy lives. Well, he doesn't know you're here. I'm sure he does. So I suggest you hang here for the rest of my shift. We'll both take the bus to the police station, and we'll make sure to report him and get you protection. Dawn and I know an officer very well. We'll make sure you're safe, and make sure TK gets justice. It meant so much hearing this from her. I didn't notice the still steaming cup of tea in my hands as I lowered my head. The feeling of safety was so welcoming, I couldn't help but choke back a sob. Thank you. Thank you. I looked over towards her, just as she scooted closer to me, both her arms suddenly, yet gently, wrapping around me in a firm embrace. I want to be firmly embraced by Lucy. I froze for a moment, only now realizing how nice her perfume was. The gentle scent of lavender and her soft hold helped me lean more into her, resting my head against her shoulder as I continued to weep. She whispered soothing words as I let my frustrations go, crying into her work clothes. This was an unexpected turn from how we treated each other a couple days ago. Who would have thought it took someone dear to pass away to turn an annoyance into a friend? Eventually, she pulled away, placing a sudden kiss on my cheek before giving me a soft smile. Now, go ahead and finish your tea. I'll call Don and let him know what's going on, okay? Okay. Just be careful. Did you tell Lulu what the guy looks like, at least? I got this. You just relax. Take a nap even. It'll be over. You'll see. It'll be over, but not in the way you think. Lucy gets up off the sofa and makes her way out of the room, closing the door behind her. Just now, I noticed my hands were warm, the cup almost too hot to hold. Placing the cup down, I blew some cool air on my hands, looking around the room to see if they had anything I could add with my tea. Lucy, where's the condiments? There was no answer. Lucy? She must be already on the phone with Dawn. I suppose I could walk out and ask her. Getting up from the sofa, I made my way towards the door, opening it a little to look out. Oh, sorry, what? What? Did something happen? I was strategically looking away. Oh, hi, Peter. Ah, wait! I told you. Tell no one. Before I can call for help, I feel his hand grip tightly around my throat. I can't make a sound. It's time to go home, love. What did you do to Lulu? Ah, what did you do? Ah. Rushing home, I occasionally look over my shoulder, hoping that I wouldn't catch that stalker following behind me. I don't see anything, not even signs of movement from the corner of my eyes, but I'm not going to let my guard down. I finally arrive in front of the apartment building, and I hurry my way inside while pulling out my phone. TK has been messaging me this entire time about what happened back at the diner, leaving messages like, "Please call the police. Talk to me. Did you contact your family yet?" All kinds of worrywart texts. I'm sorry, Lulu. I will lie to you. I can't tell you, Lulu. I said it's been a bad day. I mutter, wanting to get my point clear that there's no way I'm going to go into any discussion about this. My roommate keeps quiet for a moment, almost as though she's reading my body language before letting out a long sigh. Well, let me at least get you a drink. She offers, getting up off the sofa and walking into the kitchen section. I might use a drink, something to settle my nerves, but as far as I'm concerned, nothing's going to ease me from those words he said, nor the glint in his eyes as he said it. It's still fresh in my mind. Just remembering his voice makes my stomach turn. Suddenly, I don't even have the appetite to drink at all. Getting off the sofa, I make my way towards my room, wanting to lock myself away, debating if I want to call my folks or not. I hear my roommate call out to me, but I'm in such a panic from today that I really don't hear what she's saying. As long as it's nothing about a golf ball with legs, then we're fine. Closing and locking the door behind me, I make my way towards the bed and flop down on the mattress, tucking myself away under the sheets and curling into a ball. Jobless, broke, and I have a stalker. How could life get any worse? It seems that my roommate is taking the hint, as she doesn't bother to come in and harass me about the drink. That's fine. I've had enough of the company for a long while. Everything feels all sepia now. I just lay there for God knows how long, not even keeping track of time. I must be pathetic, laying here and doing absolutely nothing to help me forget about that man or my situation. One thing's for sure. I can't live here anymore. It's time to talk with my landlord about this arrangement and get me out as soon as possible. Sitting up in my bed, I muster the strength to get back on my own 2 feet, making my way towards my bedroom door. Opening it slowly, I look around to see if Lucy's anywhere in sight. Nothing. She probably went out again, blowing more of her money on things other than her rent. Or maybe going to her J.O.B. It's not like my decision means anything to her anyway. I'm sure she'll just get another one of her drug-dealing friends to help her keep this place. Walking towards the door, I turn the handle and tug it open. Ah! The greatest jump scare ever. Oh, Mr. Williams. Jesus!
Didn't expect to see me, I take it.
Oh, Mr. Williams. Didn't expect, but I'm gladly appreciated. I'm gonna have to turn this fan back on. Oh, is this his theme? This is nice. The landlord huffed, placing his hands on his hips and glaring at me. No, I mean, yes, but I thought you were someone else. I fumble with my words, trying to compose myself. Someone else? Is Lucy bringing riffraff back to this place again? I swear to God, any more damage to this place and she's gone. I caught her trying to smoke weed earlier today for fluff's sake. I know she did. Scented candle my delicious dairy air. He's never in a good mood. There are times you don't want to bother him about a problem and he'll chew you out for not telling him. But whenever you try to approach him about an issue you have, he'll blame it all on you. There's no winning with this guy. Anyways, I came by to inform you two about the other half of the rent. I only got your share. Again. Actually, I was on my way to talk to you about something. He seems more annoyed than usual, crossing his arms as though expecting nothing but bad news from me that he needs to fix. This is how he waits for a response. No permission to go on or even ask what's happening, just that glare and tense moment of waiting. You keep glaring at me like that, sir. I'm gonna glare back. I can't stay anymore. This neighborhood is... I just can't live here. Of course, it's bad news, but something about his expression doesn't read annoyance, but more along the lines of curiosity. The neighborhood? Well, that's a first. He smirks as he muses over my excuse. Do you at least have somewhere to go after you leave? I haven't called my folks yet. I figured I'd run this by you first before letting them know. Kid, you must have family issues if you need my approval for your moving arrangements first before telling them. He says, bluntly, as he backs away from the door before turning to make his way down the hall. Anyways, let's head to my office, and we'll get things arranged if we can. He's taking this surprisingly well. Probably can't wait to have an excuse to kick Lucy out if there's no one to cover for her. Again, you live like this, fam. This is the landlord's place? Why the heck does he harass us about our living space if he doesn't even take care of his own? It seems like you need a woman's touch in here, Don. I will clean for you. Ah, crap, I pressed the button too fast in my haste. He says, as though he knows exactly what I'm thinking. I must not have been the first tenant who has had this reaction. It's like, you looking at my garbage? Don't look at my garbage. He makes his way into one of the rooms, leaving the door open so that I could follow him in. I wish I hadn't. This small space is worse than out there. Sir, where's your, what's that thing called? Your Rolodex.
That belongs in a museum!
Piles upon piles of paperwork are stacked on his desk and floor, filing cabinets overflowing with more paperwork for God knows how long. Coffee stains and various bottle caps from beer bottles scattered all over his desk, and cigarette butts littering the window sill as though he would smoke through with the window open. Aw. That explains the smell. Well, at least his wall decals are nice with classic tin posters of old diners and soda companies. Sitting himself at his desk, he lets out a long sigh and tugs one of the cabinets open, flipping through the crumbled papers one by one. Espoir, right? I just nod while continuing to look around this mess of a place. Sir, I desperately want to clean your house for you. I catch a glimpse of a picture frame he had on his desk. The frame itself looked rather old, like those 1960s frames you'd find in thrift stores nowadays. My attention turns back to him as he pulls out my paperwork, looking over the lease I have with the building. You've been here for, what, 3 months now? Yes. My heart sinks the moment he shakes his head and lays the papers back down. Your lease agreement was for 1 year. You got 9 more months to go before you're able to leave. If you try an early termination on your lease, it's gonna cost you $4,500. I'll try to make it work then. I mutter, lowering my head down a little bit. It feels like my life's just come to an end. But I don't want to argue with the landlord about my agreement to the lease. I bet he gets that a lot. Anyways, thank you for seeing me about this. I get up from my seat, ready to start heading out. You know, he says, tucking my papers back into his disorganized filing cabinet. If you're that desperate to leave, I suppose I could hire you to do some odd jobs around this place. I pause for a moment, looking back towards him. Odd jobs? Like superintendent or cleaning work?
Whatever you want.
Like being your wife? He huffs, getting up from his desk and guiding me out of his office space.
From what I heard from Lucy, you quit your job over something bad that happened, and you didn't want to talk about it.
I simply give a nod, not wanting to open the situation about it with him just yet. If anything, this is the first time he and I actually talked for this long.
Regardless, it's not any of my business. But you work hard to stay on top of your rent, so I figured you probably won't slack off working for me. And hey, you might make more helping out in this dump than you did at that Greasy Spoon diner.
Thank you, Mr.
You still don't know my name, do you, kid? Just call me Don from here on out. That should be easy enough to remember, right?
Thank you, Don. This means a lot. I beam, nearly smiling from ear to ear. He's not as enthusiastic as he opens his front door for me.
Yeah, I'm a saint and all that crap. Just be here tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and I'll give you a rundown of what you need to do and how. Now go back and get some sleep.
Oh, I just got him killed, didn't I? With that, he closes the door behind me as I take my leave. I can't believe it. This is good news for once. I better not jinx this.
Peter, I'm just working for him. I'm just working and aggressively flirting. You don't need to hurt him.
I make my way back to my apartment, walking inside and looking around. Seems like Lucy isn't back yet. Then again, the nightlife was her lifestyle, and the sun had fully set. Looks like it's going to be just me tonight. Again.
Oh, Don, if only you would spend the night in my lonely, lonely room.
Making my way into my room, I look around at the mess that I keep procrastinating to pick up. Well, if I'm going to do any kind of maintenance on this building, I might as well start with my own living space.
Pick up them clothes. Wonder why this thing is stuck and won't open. Notice that the window is open.
I'll see you tomorrow, darling.
That's all well and good, Peter, but please don't kill my landlord. My sexy, sexy landlord.
Okay, so I tried getting Don to pick you up from the store after you find out that TK's dead, but not telling Don that you have a crazy stalker. So then you just go right home, and here's this butt waiting for me if you don't tell Don everything. Peter, I'm getting sick of you.
There you are. I was getting worried. You should have been home a couple hours ago. His voice, the sight of him, it made me want to vomit. I'm not in the best of moods right now.
My friend is dead, my landlord is hot, my roommate is missing, and I've had to restart this game from the beginning for like the 15th time.
The man had the gall to look surprised by this, frowning a little before stepping off to the side and allowing me to come in.
Well, why don't you relax?
I'll make you some tea.
I don't want tea.
Oh, water? Juice? Nothing. Espoir, you need something in your system. It's not healthy. I think I'd rather die at this point. I groaned, sitting myself on the sofa and curling myself up into a ball. I felt the pressure of the sofa mattress sink as he sat himself down next to me. I so wanted to kick him away, but I wasn't willing to risk him taking my leg or anything.
Foreshadowing!
Who knows if he's unstable enough to do it?
So, that landlord fellow picked you up, eh? Hey, I didn't tell him, don't you do anything to my sexy, sexy landlord!
No.
You weren't thinking about telling him about anything, were you? And what would you do if I did? Oh wait, I know what you would do if I did. You'd kill him too.
Stop murdering!
I wanted to, but I didn't. He never cared for me in the first place anyway. Why would he now?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Wait, what's that supposed to mean, Peter? He spoke in a deep tone, almost bitter. He may have constantly harassed you about payments, but that look in his eyes each time you walked away, how he watched that... What? He did what? He looked at what? He did what? Does that mean how he watched my succulent booty cheeks each time I had my back turned? Don likes me. This is the greatest day in the world. Okay, Peter, you can go away now. You can go away. My sexy landlord actually likes me, so go away. Go away. I beg your pardon? I've been following you long enough to notice how others behave around you, and I have to say, having him willingly picking you up like that, I don't like it. Almost instantly, I sat myself up, feeling the panic escalate inside of me. Hold on, I didn't tell him anything, I swear. I know you didn't, and I do wish to thank you for keeping our little secret. But having him come get you like that, he's suspicious now. I can't have him snooping around. Please, don't hurt him. I'll do anything. I can't have another death on my hands, please. He kept quiet for a moment, his gaze almost blank before he stood himself up from the sofa. Leave a note saying you've skipped town. I'll pay the rest of the rent before we head out. Head out? We're going home. What? No! Home? I'll explain it on the way. Just write the note. Write a note? Like, hey, I'm actually gonna kidnap you, so write a note saying how I didn't totally kidnap you. Oh no, Peter, that's vile. And don't try anything, okay? I want things between us to get better. I don't like how I have to keep being the bad guy here. You did that yourself! You killed someone. Of course you are. You still don't understand. I understand that I wish I never met you. Sorry, darling, but neither of us had a choice. What do you mean? Ah! And you just do me a violence. You just... This is assault and battery upon a loved one. Okay, so what if I don't tell Lucy the problem? It's nothing. I totally don't have a stalker coming for me or anything. I'm not actually gonna skip town and leave you all alone, Lucy. After you find TK dead, don't tell Dawn anything, don't tell Lulu anything. It's nothing. I muttered, walking past her and starting to go through the aisles. She knows what's up. She smells bullcrap. She knows her little your name is a danger. Classic Espoir. Never wants to talk. I keep to myself, looking at what various items I needed to leave town. I couldn't tell Lucy. It's not like she would really care about my situation anyways. Dawn cares. Dawn cares about my sweet derriere. Does that also mean that Lucy cares about my sweet derriere? Besides, if we are now far from wherever he might be, he's a stalker. Who's to say the butthole isn't waiting for me outside or already in the store listening to us? I picked up what was available. A small satchel, gloves, a lighter, some canned goods, water, something sweet, and something salty. As I approached the register, my eyes caught a glimpse of someone who was already up there, purchasing a pack of cigarettes. Oh, you have got to be fluffing It better not be you, little stinker, you. What are you doing here? It makes no sense for you to be... It makes no sense for you to be here. How? He can teleport. He can sans Undertale teleport.
But hey, that's just a theory.
That's my theory. How did you get here? How did you know I was here? Hey there. I was hoping you'd show. He beamed, just barely pulling out his wallet. Hey, why are you buying cigarettes? Smoking's bad for you. Does Peter smoke? You smoke? Lulu, run! Oh wait, Lulu's safe because I didn't tell her anything. Right, Peter? Lulu is safe because I didn't tell her anything.
You two know each other?
Of course. We've been dating. I'm surprised the Spawn never told you about me. Peter, don't you lie to Lulu. Don't you do that. Oh no, she bought it!
Wait. You two are dating? Yeah, I would have loved to hear that.
I guess Espoir was just too embarrassed, huh, darling? You're doing a trickery. You're doing a manipulation. How could you, Peter? Murder is one thing, but gaslighting? Ugh. He had the nerve to look over towards me, that smile on his face and that casual tone of his. How I wanted to scream at him and storm out, but that look in his eyes, it was a warning. He knew what I wanted to do. He followed me here to make sure I didn't tell her.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to go on about it. How sweet. Maybe you can start putting my roommate here in a better mood. God knows they need a good fluffing, because their pillows are so flat and they need a fluffing for their pillows in their bedroom. That's all that's going to happen in the bedroom.
Oh, we've been pacing ourselves, but not to worry. I'll take good care of them. Here, I'll even pay for their stuff. Saying this, he pulled out a $100 bill, placing it on the counter. Didn't you have to scrap through a bunch of ones in the flower shop, and then here you just plunk down a hundo? Okay, I wonder how that changes the story if Peter's actually rich. Just my whole tune changes like, oh, you can pay my student loans? Okay.
Oof, sorry. We can't accept $100 bills here.
Consider it as a tip and keep the change.
Seriously? Yeah, you have a keeper here, Espoir.
You were showing off! You were making Lulu think that it's good that we're in a relationship because you got some money. Oh, that is vile. Oh, master manipulator here. Oh.
Can we go now? I asked, trying my best to hide how miserable I was at this point. Seeing him act so friendly towards someone who didn't even know him was enraging. Fluffer manipulating the situation and making it seem like he was completely innocent to gain Lucy's favor. I would happily kill him if it was legal.
I wonder if there's gonna be an ending where your name actually does kill Peter. Like, they've had enough. They've had quite enough of your shenanigans, Mr. I forgot your last name.
Of course. He purred, taking my items and placing them on the counter for Lucy to scan. She didn't even bother reading the total as she put everything in a bag and handed it to me. You should be nicer to people, like your man here.
You've turned her against me! Oh, poor your name.
I didn't say anything as I took my leave, darn near ready to just make a run for it as I heard Peter follow behind. Once the doors closed, we both walked out far enough from the store to make it seem like we were approaching his van.
No!
My patience was dry. Quickly, I turned towards him, giving him a hard shove against his chest, where it nearly caused him to fall over.
What the fluff is wrong with you? Leave me alone. I hate you. I fluffing hate you. You can't take a fluffing hint. You killed my friend. You followed me to the gas station TK and I used to go at all the time. You might as well spit on their grave and ejaculate on it, you booty hole, you butt crevice, you absolute derriere dugout. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. Bit of a creative way to say butthole.
He was so taken aback, looking both startled from my outburst and hurt by my words.
Espoir, look, I'm sorry it's all going so terribly. I tried explaining, I tried making this work, and I'm gonna keep trying for you.
You're my reason to live. I'm here because of you. We were meant to be together. I'd rather kill myself.
No, don't do that, Game Espoir, because then he'd just put you in a freezer.
Well then, I better make sure you don't get that chance.
What you gonna do? Ah! He did a violence.
He moved too quickly. Before I knew it, he charged towards me. His hand gripped the top of my head, and he slammed me against the passenger window of his van.
Gosh darn! Jeez! Bash my face against the window? There were people in the parking lot. Nobody saw that? Well, at least Lucy and Don are safe. Ah! What do you want from me?
TK makes their way to the door, a pinch hesitant to open it at first as they look through the peephole.
Well, it's not him.
They reassure me as they unlatch the chain and open the door.
Lulu!
Lucy awkwardly comes walking in, looking around the place at first before turning her attention over towards me.
Hey, how are you holding up?
Not too well. I speak with a drained tone. I'm surprised you're even here, to be honest. No offense. Lucy just smiles slightly as she sets her purse down on the sofa.
None taken. I know a lot of people would assume that I don't care since the landlord and I were always going head to head.
Honestly, I'm more worried about you, though. All I can do is fake a smile, standing awkwardly in the middle of TK's cramped apartment.
So, has there been development in all this? Have they caught the guy yet?
Not yet. I guess the old guy had a son in the force, though, so he's taking charge and taking it personal.
That was Roy's dad.
I didn't even know he had a kid. He's kinda cute.
Lucy!
Sorry. Anyways, I guess things really aren't gonna change around there once all this blows over. We just keep paying rent until we get a new landlord.
But to who? Who takes over after Dawn is gone?
I can't go back. What if they never find him? Lucy goes quiet for a moment before looking over towards TK.
You're Espoir's co-worker, right?
Co-worker and friend, yeah. Well, I've never done much good for helping out their living style. Any chance they could stay here instead? Saying this, Lucy turns her attention back over towards me. I got something big coming up, and I'll happily be able to pay off the moving fee for you. I mean, if that's all right.
Lulu.
Really? That's nearly $4,500. I'm aware. I talked with the landlord last night about it. I just needed a little more time to get the money in so I could finally pay you for covering my rent. I didn't know that time was up for him. Yeah. Well, I'd better bolt. I'm late.
For what?
I ain't telling. It's a surprise. Walking up to me, Lucy gives me a firm hug, planting a kiss on the cheek before pulling away. You'll be all right. I'll check up on you later, okay?
I'd like that, actually.
I say with a slight perk in my voice. I do enjoy the idea of knowing her a little better, besides what I briefly see when she's actually at home. Cool. I'll be by sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm a phone call away, sweetheart. Saying this, Lucy takes her leave, closing the door behind her. Wow, that's your roommate? Not half bad of a backside.
TK!
I'm alright with this. Oh my god, really? Okay. Yours is better. TK, I swear. Stop being the sweetest person in the world. Hey, can't blame me for trying to lighten the mood. Anyway, let's get you settled in for the night. The couch folds out into a bed, and it's 10 times cozier than my mattress. Thanks. It means a lot that you're willing to put up with me. I do that every day at work, and I'm willing to do that every day at home.
TK, was that a wedding proposal? They say, in their sincerest tone, their hand gently resting on my shoulder. You think Lucy forgot something? I don't know. Let me take a look. TK walks over to the door, once again looking through the peephole. It all happened too quickly. Before I knew it, the doors bursted open, shoving TK to the ground and knocking them out. Before I could respond, a tall, dark figure charges at me, grabbing me by the throat so tight I couldn't make a sound. I told you. Tell no one. Ah! I try to fight back in some way, punching, kicking, lashing out. Clearly I'm hurting him, but his grip doesn't loosen one bit as he takes the hits. I can't breathe. It's time to go home, love. Ah! Getting far too used to this song. There's such a sad love deep in your eyes, a kind of pale dew, open and close within your eyes. I'll place the sky within your eyes. There's such a fooled heart beating so fast in search of new dreams, a love that will last within your heart. I'll place the moon within your heart. Okay, I found a way to spend a little bit more time with TK, and I think that'd be a nice way to end this episode with TK alive and happy and safe. When you get to this point, after you've been kind of nice to Peter, say ... I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of a reply, crossing my arms as I gave him a glare. The silence was growing uncomfortable. For him, anyways. He shifts a little in his seat. I just thought I might visit you at work, to make the day a little easier for you. How thick are you? I said wait for me to call, not harass me at work. I know, but you could use a break, right? I'm sure your friend wouldn't mind. Look, I'm too busy right now, okay? Once again, he looked away and shook his head. I'll get going. Sorry. He'll be fine. I watch as he gets up from the booth and makes his way out of the diner, not even making eye contact or saying a word as he leaves. Heading back into the kitchen area, I noticed that TK was looking at me with an intrigued look on their face. What was up with that guy? Your table service that bad? Nah, it was someone who's been pestering me to go out with him. I'm just a little too flustered to deal with him right now. I noticed a slight shift in their expression that they tried to cover up. I've kind of known they've had a thing for me for a while now. They're probably wondering whether or not I'd give in to Peter's advances. After a moment of silence, I tug off my apron and hang it up. What are you doing? I'm gonna take my break. Digging around my pocket and pulling out a $5 bill. Any chance you could dish me up some lunch? Seriously? I serve customers, Espoir, not co-workers. Yeah, and I'm paying. Therefore, I am a customer. Rolling their eyes, TK takes the money from my hand and tucks it away in their apron pocket. Fair point, but don't expect me to keep serving you during your workday. You said that last time. I say, with a smug look on my face. TK chuckles to themselves. Just take a seat. I'll see what I can whip up for you. Peter left his little crane there. It's probably got a camera in it or something. It's good to finally get off my feet. These shoes are not working for me. Oh. Just then, TK shows up, placing a sandwich, a small bowl of today's soup special, and a drink in front of me before taking a seat. Hey now, I didn't order this much. I complain, though I'm not really against the extra servings.
I know, but I figured I'd get you a little something extra anyways.
Oh, how about we split it?
Yeah, sharing lunch with TK, who is alive and happy. I push the soup over towards them. TK looks at the soup for a moment before folding their arms and throwing a cocked eyebrow at me. What's the catch? Why do you always assume that every good deal I do has to deal with me wanting something from you? Because it's all you do. I hesitate, not knowing what to say to prove them wrong. Unable to think of something, I finally confess. I need a place to stay for tonight. There it is, and here I was afraid aliens came along and took the real espoir away from me. It would also explain why you're so late. Har har, I just had a bit of a nasty morning with my previous roommate, and I'm not looking forward to going face to face with her again. TK slides the bowl towards themselves and stirs the contents with a spoon. You mean Lucy? From what you've been telling me, she sounds like a piece of work. That's the one. I sip the drink. TK intentionally poured me my least favorite drink. Huh? But I drink it without saying a word just to screw with them. So, do I have a place to stay for the night or no? TK takes a sip of the soup as they mull it over in their head. After a moment, they give a little shrug. Oh, all right. If you're feeling adventurous, you might think about staying.
Oh.
Me? Permanently live with you? Sure, maybe you'll be able to pile up even more favors from me that you'll never repay. They flash a small, teasing smile before turning their attention back to the soup. Keep calling me out like that and I might find new friends. Good luck with that. You'll never find a better doormat than me. I have a doormat that's following me around. Unfortunately, he's a bit of a murderer. Oh yeah? If I'm so bad, why do you stick around? Because your bad mannerisms help me feel better about myself. It's an ego booster for me. You're so complex, you know that? They wiggle a little in their seat before turning their gaze back to me.
I'm probably as manipulative as you are, so do you want in or not?
Good old TK, always seeming like the victim, until you pull off each mask they have on. A loyal friend with a knife behind their back. It's something that I've always liked about them. What would it be like if TK was actually the yandere instead of Peter? I'm sure there are many, many fanfictions and I would like to read them. Alright, after work, you're gonna have to put up with me. What could possibly go wrong? Oh wait, something could possibly go wrong. After a long, agonizing day, it's time to head home with TK. Dear God, why was it so busy? My feet and head are already pounding and sore. It didn't help that I could feel someone staring at me my entire shift. It's a given that TK owns a car. I'm so done with walking. We step out of TK's car and look at a rather crappy apartment building. Here we are, home sweet home. This is where you live? I thought you had your own house or something. Sweetie, I'm gender fluid, a person of color, and I work at a diner. Does it sound like I can afford a fancy apartment building? Shutting up now. Smart move. TK is such a good friend. Leave them alone, Peter. Well, at least it looks better on the inside. Not half bad for a cramped studio apartment. Still, I'd much rather have something more spacious. TK sets their stuff down and looks around the place with me. Well, it's not much, but, it's not much. They mutter as they pull blankets and a pillow out from under their bed. But the couch folds out into a bed, surprisingly more comfortable than the mattress I gotta deal with. You're welcome, by the way. Still looking around this dump in silence. Shut up, Game Espoir. Be happy that they invited you. I'm not doing the mean route yet. I give a little shrug and flop down on TK's sofa. Anything is better than dealing with Lucy, I guess. Do you have at least anything to eat around here? I'm famished. What a little punk! TK purses their lips in thought for a moment. Pizza? If you're buying. Aww. Aww. The rest of the day goes all right. I have to phone my roommate that I'm going to be away for a few days. Of course, she doesn't answer the phone, so I have to leave a message instead and pray that she checks it soon. Still, this certainly is a pleasant change from the stress of my life. Okay, end of game. End of game. We can stop right there. Nothing bad happens to TK. TK is absolutely fine. They are fine. They're gonna be okay. TK is fine. We have pizza. No one sneaks into the house. We're all good.